She was just a nurse, laughed at, ignored, until a secret DNA test shattered everything. What happens when you discover you belong to the billionaires who mocked you all along? Witness the truth that changes everything. Late afternoon light slanted through the hospital entrance glass doors, casting long orange shafts into the marble lobby. Aria Malik, 28, in crisp scrubs, paused at the revolving door and inhaled that momentary hush, scent of antiseptic, distant beeps, muted footsteps. She adjusted the name badge pinned to her chest. Aria Malik, RN. Inside, she found the oncology ward buzzing. The floor manager, a middle-aged woman in tailored slacks, turned toward her. "Aria, you're late by 20 minutes, she said sharply. "Get to room 507. Mr. Claiborne's chart is missing your notes." Aria's heart twinged. She had been delayed helping a patient whose foreline clogged. But she nodded quietly, swallowed her protest, and hurried on. As she passed the private rooms, a trio of nurses whispered behind her back. One said under her breath, "She's always messing up." Another smirked. Aria kept her eyes forward, tight-lipped. She'd grown used to the sideways glances, the whispered jokes about her accent, her modest clothes, her lowly position. She was one of few people of color in that hospital's upper floors. At room 507, she found Mr. Claiborne, a gaunt older man in a dark suit, lying pale on crisp linens. His daughter, Serena Claiborne, stood at his side, in a designer dress, looking cool, impatient. Serena's eyes flicked to Aria. "I thought you said you would update me 20 minutes ago," she said, voice clipped. Aria swallowed. "I'm very sorry. I was delayed with another patient. I have his vitals here, and I'll get lab results immediately." Serena's eyes narrowed. "See that you do. We paid for this room. I don't want excuses." Aria bowed politely and left, fighting a hot flush in her chest. She steadied her breathing in the hallway. She had come far, from working double shifts, student loans, prejudice. But moments like these still stung. That evening, Aria returned to her modest apartment. One bedroom, soft lamplight, a few photos pinned to the wall. One was of her mother in Pakistan, one of her nursing school graduation, another of her younger brother in the U.S. On the small kitchen table sat a sealed envelope to Aria Malik from the Office of Legal Affairs, Claiborne Holdings. Her pulse quickened. She had no relationship with the Claibornes beyond her hospital duties. She tore it open. Inside was a legal letter. "You are formally notified that DNA test results submitted by Mr. Nathaniel Claiborne have revealed a biological match to you. A full report will follow, but preliminary findings suggest you are a child of Mr. Claiborne's lineage. Please contact our office by next Friday for further instruction. Claiborne Holdings Legal Affairs Department." Aria's mouth went dry. She sat heavily. Her mind raced. "No, that must be a mistake. They don't even know me beyond this hospital." Tears prickled, confusion, fear, anger. She rose, paced the small living room, clutching the letter, her heart pounding. She imagined every possible scam. Still, why send this? She sank onto the couch and pressed her phone. She typed Claiborne Holdings DNA match. Nothing credible. A knot of dread and possibility unfurled in her chest. She whispered to the empty room, eyes brimming. "This can't be real. It can't." Meanwhile, Aria sat in her apartment, watching her phone. Her Twitter feed exploded. Is she real? Fraud? Clout chaser? Black nurse wants $1 billion inheritance. Some messages were vile, racist jabs, questioning her credentials, mocking her background, black-skinned upstart. Aria's breath shook. Her eyes stung. Her phone rang. It was Marcus Claiborne. He said through clipped tones, "Ms. Malik, for your sake, drop it. This is hurting all of us. We'll pay you a settlement. Leave quietly." Aria closed her eyes. She whispered, "I will not bow." Marcus demanded a face-to-face meeting at their secondary family residence. Aria agreed. She arrived at dusk. The house glowed in twilight, fountains shimmering, white columns bathed in amber light. Inside, Marcus stood by a grand fireplace as Aria entered. He crossed his arms. Serena sat on a chaise behind him, expression guarded. Nathaniel was absent. Marcus's voice was cold. Show me your evidence. The microfilm, the medical logs, the call transcripts. Aria placed a folder on a coffee table. She opened it. Photographs, scanned documents, redacted lines, matching DNA report pages, birth logs. She could see Marcus's face twitch. Serena's eyes darted. He flipped pages. The proof was thick, undeniable. Marcus glared. You manipulated records. You're desperate. Aria's voice broke. No, I'm telling the truth. I risked everything. My job, my reputation for this truth. A silence. Heavy. Serena's voice trembled. If this is true, then what happens to us? Aria swallowed. Then I hope you face it with courage. We are all human. Mistakes, secrets, shame. But punishing me won't fix that past. Marcus looked away. Serena's face was pale. After a moment, the front door opened. Nathaniel entered quietly, watching. Aria agreed to a live televised press conference held in the mansion's grand gallery. Authorities, news cameras, reporters lined up. The Claiborne family stood behind a lectern, Aria ahead, poised but trembling. Nathaniel spoke first. We never sought publicity, but due to speculation, we will not hide from the truth. He nodded to Aria. She stepped up. Her voice quivered. My name is Aria Malik. I have worked as a nurse all my adult life. I did not come seeking privilege or fortune. I came seeking identity, justice, and truth. The DNA report linking me to the Claiborne lineage is real and verified by independent labs. I ask only for compassion, dignity, and acknowledgement. Reporters pressed microphones. Someone shouted, "What will you do with the inheritance?" Aria answered quietly, "I'll donate part to healthcare for underserved communities. The rest, I'll decide after healing." Shots flashed. Faces in the audience, stunned, resentful, some nodding, some sobbing. Serena's face was stern. Marcus looked away. Nathaniel's eyes glistened. Afterwards, cameras followed Aria as she walked out, flanked by bodyguards. Outside, a small group of nurses had gathered, white, brown, black, holding a banner. "We stand with Aria." She stopped, tears in her eyes. They cheered softly. Her phone vibrated. Messages of support, apology, empathy. She inhaled deeply, heart pounding. A shift had begun. Late at night, back in the mansion, Serena confronted her father privately. "Dad, is this our fault? All those secrets you buried?" She whispered. Nathaniel looked weary. "I thought I was protecting you. In doing so, I destroyed trust." Serena's voice cracked. I mocked her. I refused to believe. I was blind. Nathaniel nodded. In another wing, Marcus paced. A junior executive knocked and entered. Marcus snapped. "No more leaks. We cover every legal and PR angle." But maybe I was too harsh. He stared at the folder. He traced Aria's name with reluctant fingers. Meanwhile, Aria sat in a quiet garden on the mansion grounds under a magnolia tree. Serena found her. They stared at each other, awkwardly. Finally, Serena said, voice soft, "I owe you an apology." Aria's eyes stung. She said, "Words aren't enough. Actions matter." Savina nodded, embarrassed, gildladen. "I'll help you uncover more truth. I'll support you, not as your enemy, but as family." Aria's expression softened. They sat together, silence thick but hopeful. Weeks passed. The Claiborne family launched a foundation, the Malik Claiborne Healthcare Initiative, to serve communities lacking medical aid. Aria, initially hesitant, became its executive director. She visited clinics in underserved neighborhoods, oversaw mobile health units, listened to people who looked like her, invisible, dismissed, suffering. She also navigated boardrooms, charity galas, and media. Serena and Marcus, once antagonists, now stood by her side as reluctant allies. Nathaniel, aging and remorseful, offered quiet support, letting Aria lead. Aria's once fragile confidence had grown resolute. She held staff meetings in that same mansion ballroom, walking among marble columns, but now with purpose, to serve life, not hide behind wealth. In a gala event, she gave a speech. "I was mocked, dismissed, humiliated. I was told I was nothing. But I learned that dignity is not given by birth or wealth. It's earned by standing for truth, for others, for humanity. We all share this earth, regardless of status, race, or money. Let us build bridges, not walls. Heads nodded, tears glistened. The scene glowed in warm gold and cool teal lights, faces uplifted, hopeful. One sunny afternoon, Aria returned to the hospital where she once stood humbly in scrubs. The lobby felt smaller now, familiar. Patients greeted her, nurses nodded respectfully. She passed by room 507. Serena Claiborne entered behind her. She had joined Aria in volunteer care that week. Inside, Mr. Claiborne Sr., old, weak but alive, looked up in recognition at Aria. He whispered, "My daughter." Aria knelt beside him. He grasped her hand. Tears filled both their eyes. Serena stood behind, head bowed. Marcus lingered at the door. In that room, old walls bathed in golden light. A new family was forming, fragile, human, imperfect. Aria looked around, the corridor, the nurses, the cleaned walls. She saw in small smiles and nods a changed world. Her hospital, once a place of scorn, now showed glimpses of respect. She raised her head, voice steady but soft. "I promise to serve everyone, with empathy, with justice, with heart." In the final frame, the camera pulls back through the hospital window to the glowing mansion in the distance, then to the city skyline, dusk's gold colliding with teal blue. The moral resonates. Humanity is more than birthright, and dignity belongs to every soul. Aria stood between two worlds now, nurse and heir, but above all a bridge, a living testament that strength, truth, and empathy can transform darkness.